Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
I know it's about a 4-hour drive, maybe even 5, from Pensacola to Tampa, but is this kind of a homecoming game for you a little bit?
A little bit, just getting back in the atmosphere, feeling the humidity and the heat. That'll be nice for a change.
Doug, what was Monday like for you? Can you just tell us the experience of being in Olympia and what that day was like?
Yeah, no, it was special. It was the first opportunity that I've been in Olympia. I've been to the state buildings, being able to be in that environment and be a part of something. It was special for sure.
And what were you hoping to accomplish just at the hearing? And did someone request that you were there, or how'd that come about?
No, it was more so just I saw an opportunity, and after all the research that we've done over the past few months, thought that it was an opportunity to do something to make a change, to at least put my 2 cents in, and fortunate enough we were able to do that.
What did you try to express in your meeting with the governor?
Just the complexity of the situation, and allowing him to know that we do understand the complexity of it, and that we're not, asking for unrational or irrational thoughts or changes. Basically, the information that's out there, we need more of it, but also think that this is the step that we did make, or the recommendation that we did make, we thought was a step in the right direction.
How were you received? How were you seen? I mean, were you seen as a concerned citizen or as an NFL star?
Well, I stated that as a concerned citizen. I wanted to, obviously there's something that comes with it when I'm there, but I stated that that I'm making my recommendation just as a concerned citizen.
Do you think that was how you were received?
No, because you're asking me about it.
Doug, what perspective on that do you think you have with your family background, your dad being a cop?
Well, the perspective that I tried to relay is that I know that it's a complex situation. I know that police officers have a very difficult job. They have to make split-second decisions that will impact the communities that they serve, and not only the communities they serve, but also their families and their own personal lives. But that doesn't mean that we're okay with status quo. There's still a lot of work to be done, things that can change, things that will change, that have changed. But you don't rest on those and look at them as that's it. There's a continuous battle, a continuous change, continuous fight that needs to happen.
Have you got any response from officials since then? I mean, anybody in government?
From what I understand from the feedback that we got, they did vote to change the statute.
What does that mean? What's the significance of that change?
Honestly, there's the major part of it is just that it sends a message to the community that law enforcement and the agencies that represent law enforcement, that they're serious about the gravity of their decisions and about the standards that they hold themselves to. And it sends a deep message to the community of just that, and an olive branch, if you will, that they're willing to work with the community. It heals this much-needed relationship. As far as being able to prosecute police officers, obviously that's not the intent. We're the only state in the country that has the malice clause, so it's just it's kind of catching up with the times of removing it, and the police officers there are still protected to the full extent of the law, for use of deadly force in which it is justified under the law.
Doug, why is it so important to you to get outside the box, to go past the threshold of what a normal athlete does, to be out and put yourself out there?
I don't know. I just, as a human being, I can't help but lend my heart to different situations. And then my father being a police officer, it kind of pulls on some heartstrings, And I don't know. It's bigger than the game of football to me. Football is going to be only for a short period of time, and when I'm done playing, you guys will forget about me, and you'll think about somebody else that comes in and start writing about them and talk about them. But as far as my life and my legacy and what I want to do, as far as leaving a better world for my children and my grandchildren when I leave, this is where I feel like I can make the greatest impact.
In your time in Olympia, did you meet somebody or hear something that was new to you that it caused you to say, I hadn't thought about that before?
No, all the conversations were short and direct. They've been on the topic that we've been researching for the past few months, and so we've had all the same information that everybody else had.
Doug, given how you're performing on the field, what you're doing with what you're talking about now, is this kind of the most gratifying time you've had in your career so far?
I don't know if I could say gratifying. I feel like I'm on the right path. That I'm doing things in a progressive nature, off the field as well as on the field. It's been fantastic just to be able to spend a lot of time with my teammates and enjoying that time. Us winning, obviously, being successful on offense. So we've had a lot of fun. But then obviously being able to do the stuff off the field adds an element to it that's, again, like I said, greater than football.
Did Darrell Bevell give you a good grade for your signal back to him?
He did. We joked about it. I'm sure you guys know now. It's just we've been begging for that play for a couple weeks now, trying to get that done. However, I didn't want it in the red zone. I wanted the target in the red zone.
So you were glad you got finally the chance to throw it, right?
Correct.
And then you wanted to throw it from further than the 20, so that it would be.
Well, typically when we get in the red zone, all the receivers, all the tight ends, we're kind of lobbying for the opportunity to get a pass in the red zone so we can score some touchdowns. It's very seldom that you hear a quarterback lobbying for a pass to himself, which Russell didn't. But it's just the fact that we don't want to literally be throwing away our targets in the red zone.
Looking at Tampa, is there anything that stands out to you about their defense?
Yeah, their linebackers are really solid. They've got Levante David stands out to me. Gerald McCoy, I'm sure you guys know about him. He's fantastic. He's an elite player at his position. But Levante David, he creates some problems for us. His speed and versatility. He's a top tier guy. So I'm looking forward to that matchup with the guys that he has to go against, but also just matching up with him in that defense as a whole.
Given where your offense is at and the health of Russell now, does there have to be a review of those scramble rules and how to be there in those situations?
We don't have to review them because it's kind of ingrained in us. Russell being here since 2012, we kind of had to get used to it. So, we're pretty proficient at it right now.
Is it good to have to go back to those, though?
Absolutely, because every time you get an opportunity in the scramble drill, it usually ends up for a big play for us. You saw it last week with Russell scrambling to his left and getting the ball to Jimmy, and Jimmy turning into a touchdown. So those plays are huge for us, and so yeah, we always review them, but it's like backyard football to us when we get out there.
Russell had a few throws that were just such an awkward arm angle, the one to you, the crosser, and then the one to Jimmy. I mean, do you see him practicing those out there, or what do you kind of attribute his ability to be accurate with those?
He has a fantastic base, and you can't tell by looking at him, but he also has a pretty strong core. I had to give him that shot. We always joke around about his ab workout, his ab routine, or lack thereof, but he has a phenomenal base, and he can throw off of different platforms, like you said, different angles. He's very proficient at it. It comes easy to him, and he does practice it in practice. He does it in practice, but it's not something that he goes out there and does 100 times. It's just it comes natural to him, and I think it's because he's such a gifted athlete when it comes to the quarterback position.
Pete's mentioned multiple times that the improvisational plays are the same now in the NFL as they might have been for you guys back when you were 8 or 9 years old. I mean, is there something to that?
Yeah, for sure. It's just like I said, it's backyard football. Get open. And the key part of it is that you have a quarterback who's constantly looking downfield, looking for guys to get open and willing to throw the ball. And when you have that, guys are more willing, more anxious to get open and to do what they need to create a surface for the quarterback to get the ball to him. So in that regard, it goes both ways. You got a great quarterback and you got receivers who are willing to do it. It typically works out.
In the spirit of the holidays, do you have a favorite Thanksgiving tradition?
Just eating dinner with my family. We're gonna have a big meal this holiday season, or Thanksgiving, I should say. My favorite food is ham, for sure. Honey ham, of course. So that's my biggest and favorite tradition, is sitting around with my family and eating that ham.
Anything else?
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.